Let's go.
This your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best in me. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
What's happening, people? We got another episode of Awesome Entertainment. It's your boy Joel Awesome. We reviewing Spider-Noir or Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna do no spoilers first. No spoilers first, and then I'm gonna jump into spoilers. With no spoilers, they hit it, man. They hit it on. It's on point, man. It's fire. It's fuego. If you like Spider-Man, if you like Spider-Noir, if you like Marvel, if you like old school Marvel, they did it. They on point. I don't know what it is about me, but I love whenever they do the old school stuff. Werewolf by Night is still my favorite thing. You know what I mean? This actually reminded me of Agent Carter. Agent Carter, I don't know if you've seen Agent Carter. I was hating on Agent Carter when it came out. Never watched it. Got Disney Plus years ago. I was like, let me go ahead and watch everything Marvel on here. Watched it, loved it, missed the boat on that. Only 2 seasons of that. Hopefully we get more seasons of this. If they are producing more seasons of this, this makes this season even better. If this is a one-off, then it was cool. If it was like 1, 2, and then you're going to fuck it up and cancel it, it was cool. Now, if this is the beginning of like 5, 6, 7 seasons, they cooked. They got the character on point. All right, they didn't reach and try to, tell their own story. No, they told the Spider-Noir story like it is. They got the character. They didn't change the characters' like personality or anything. They had everything right on the head. You know what I mean? And they got it on point. Nicolas Cage did a fantastic job. Fantastic, like a 10 out of 10 job. Like, and you could tell from the character alone, you thought like, yo, this is the character he gets to have fun with. You know what I mean? This is somebody. This is in your box right here. Right, you're not going too far outside the box, but you're allowed to be flexible and do your thing. And he did everything, like everything that he do, he did that in this one season. We don't know if we get more seasons. Please give us more seasons. There are some villains in there that are like familiar. There's some callbacks to the comics. If you know anything about the comics, some of the early comics. I was surprised. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This is some stuff I read, but it's on point. I would recommend it if you are a Marvel Spider-Man fan. All right, that's my spoiler free. It is mature. It's good in black and white. It's good in color. I watched the whole thing in black and white, but now I'm going back to the color version, starting over. I'm already like 4 episodes in. But that's my spoiler-free review. We about to jump into spoilers for everybody who actually did see it. If you didn't see it, hit save, come back. If you did, we jumping into it. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Like I said, this shit was fire, okay? Silvermane was a great villain. Kingpin would have been perfect, especially if you went and got Vincent D'Onofrio from Daredevil and stuff, and then if he was featured in Brand New Day. That would all make way too much sense. It'd be way too cold for y'all. But like a Kingpin cameo would have been great. Even just 5, 6 minutes. Just knowing that he's there and he's around and that maybe they could get to him in later seasons would have been great. Especially if he was going to be in Brand New Day. We could have got a variant of Kingpin since it is a different universe. And he does mention that at the very beginning. I don't know if people pay attention. You didn't watch the whole 8 episodes and forgot. First episode, he says, one time a guy asked me, what universe are we in? He said, that was the only time anybody ever asked me that, which kind of fits the character. He doesn't really do a bunch of obviously they got superpowers, so it's supernatural, but he doesn't live in that magical, Scarlet Witch type world. So I guess maybe somebody visited him at one point in time or didn't visit him, or if they're calling back to the cartoons or the comics. Either way, there was a Spider-Man there, or somebody was there, asked him what universe he was in. Is he going to show up in Secret Wars? I don't know. Be a waste of time not to. Honestly, in my opinion, he my favorite Spider-Man now, which is funny because he's not the original. We had 3 original Spider-Mans, and he's my favorite. Uh, but Silverman was a great villain. I did like, so the callback was the Addison Ross villain. He was an original character. I had to look up. I was like, who the fuck is that? Terrence Horton? Because Terrence Horton was the original. If you fun fact, Marvel fun fact for anybody who didn't know, who was the first superhero to appear in Marvel Comics? It was the Human Torch, not Johnny Storm. I think it was Terrence Horton or something like that. This guy, they gave him superpowers to turn into fire to burn people's shit down for the insurance money, or to burn their shit down for the insurance money. And then he kind of gets out of that and becomes a superhero. But that's kind of like they mentioned that a little bit with Addison Ross, but he's also just being used as a hitman. So Cat Hardy hires him to go kill Silverman and burn down his shit, and he gets smirked. He gets smirked in the first first episode, which is fine because it's not really the Human Torch, and it was a good callback. It's the only like not Spider-Man character in, you know, the only like Marvel outside of Spider-Man world character in it. Sandman was good. Sandman was good. I will say this as a Sandman hater. I do not fuck with Sandman. I don't care about that character. He's not as cool as he's supposed to be, you know, as he should be, as you would think he would be. It just don't work for me, man. Even, I mean, in the comics, cartoon, movie, Sandman has never got me excited. I get it. I get that he's strong. I get that, you know, how powerful of a villain he can be. Sandman never got me excited. With that being said, dude did a wonderful job. Might be my favorite Sam. I kind of like him over the other guy, not just because the other guy didn't do a bad job or anything, just the way the character was portrayed. This Flint Marko was a little bit different, and he was more on that mob shit. And yeah, I did like the Sandman the best, even though I'm not a Sandman fan. The other guy, Tombstone was in it, which is actually kind of cool. This is one part that's cool because Tombstone is supposed to appear in the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, but it's a different Tombstone. 2 different actors, 2 different characters. Maybe not 2 different characters, but 2 different actors. So it's 2 different versions, obviously, in a different universe. That's the type of shit Marvel should have been cooking. This show is what Marvel should have been doing with the multiverse. It's crazy that it took 7 years and y'all losing billions and billions of dollars for, you know, Marvel and Sony to get it right. This is what Sony should have been doing with their Spider-Man shit. Y'all was cooking up villain movies that sucked when you have literally every Spider-Man. Spider-Man got like 100. There's more Spider-Man than Pokemon out here, man. Y'all could have made any type of movie, any type of series with them. And when you did it, look what happens. It cooks. It was heat. But the Tombstone, you know, getting an alternate version was cool. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. He was kind of, I won't say he was boring, but we get it. He was just a henchman for Silverman anyway. Cat Hardy, she was alright. They kind of overhyped her. She didn't really do much. I don't know if that's a call to Felicia Hardy, you know, the Black Cat. Maybe she'll become the Black Cat later on in different seasons. But like I said, I'm just hoping for more seasons. All right, I'm watching this shit 2 or 3 times just to get the numbers up. All right, I want more. I want more. All right, the black dude, Robbie the reporter. He was good. He did his thing. I did like that. He was fearless. Actually, if you think about it, the dude put the mask on and went out there like he was the Spider with no powers against people with powers. Dude's got some balls. And he was on point. The thing I like about the show is it was funny. It was funny, but it wasn't forced. And it was Spider-Man funny. And Nicolas Cage funny, which was good. Ben Reilly is still Peter Parker. He's just a different Peter Parker, different, you know, universe. But he got those quips. He got those jokes. He's sly with it. He's a little bit different with the way he delivers it because obviously he's older, you know, older time and older character and age. But it was funny. It wasn't forced. The comedy fits the situation. It wasn't like, yo, this is Thor, let's pull out a Bluetooth speaker. Doesn't make any sense or fit with what the fuck is going on. Then it just becomes, the whole movie becomes a joke. Well, this show stays on point. All the jokes are within the lane or about the shit that we're watching. It's not like they gonna pull out a Bluetooth speaker and make, hey, I got a fucking handkerchief up my ass. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of that shit. It's on point jokes. He delivers on time. I was clowning when he lied to the lady at the phone booth. If you know, you know. You seen it. But yeah. There's a couple jokes on here I keep repeating that I like. The action, we could have had more. But what they gave us was good. Some parts were great. Some of the action was like, ooh, I like that. But I like creative stuff. I ain't seen that before. I like to see, maybe it's just because we never seen a Spider-Man in a mature, rated R setting, which I don't even know if this was rated R. They did slit somebody's throat, and there was a couple scenes that were a little bit graphic, but it wasn't like The Punisher or Daredevil. Those were way more violent to me. But yeah, we never seen Spider-Man in this type of setting. Him grabbing the gun with the web and then pointing at the other guy and the other guy shooting himself. That's what we needed. And you could have actually had like I said, we should have had, real Spider-Man, real Peter Parker in like a mature movie when he show up in like a Deadpool or something like that. You get a brief moment of him, in a mature, gory rated R type battle would be cool. But seeing this one do his thing, is the only thing is he's once again, he's older. He's 60, 70. This dude, he just can't move like Spider-Man, which it makes sense, but like kind of want to see him move like Spider-Man. I would say the one thing we could got more of was wall crawling. He doesn't do a lot of wall crawling, which, I mean, once again, fits the narrative, fits the character, but just a little bit more would have helped. Would have been cool. But the spider sense is on point. The spider sense is on point. It's jumping off from the beginning, and I just love the way they did it. I love the way they did it. You know what it is when it happens. They don't explain it. You either know, you don't. And I mean, if you don't get it, even if as someone who never heard of Spider, if you don't get it by the time you finish the show, then you just out of luck, man. You got other problems in your life. What else? Who else was in that show? The secretary, she was cool. She had her comedy moments. You know what I mean? But yeah, all I can say is, man, we need more of this. We need more seasons. If they start upping the villains, we can get Goblin in there. There's like a Spider-Noir story with a Goblin is like a mob boss. Obviously, you got Kingpin. He could fit right in. I was hoping they brought a Scorpion because they mentioned injecting people with, arachnid and scorpion DNA. So hopefully a Scorpion pops up. But yeah, on point. Please give us more. Y'all should have been did this shit. Sony, you should have been did this shit. Marvel, you should have been did this shit. You should have been did this with other variant characters. I'm actually gonna do a video of what variants we should have been got to see. A Scarlet Spider. I'm still waiting for it. I think like a special presentation, obviously, that's Marvel and Disney and they have their own Sony, feud with the shit. But even Sony, just bite their style. You could bite the style of Marvel with your Spider-Man shit and nobody will say shit. Even Marvel won't even say shit. Steal their ideas. Go with a special presentation, Scarlet Spider. You could do $29.9. Give us a Miles movie, full length, movie. Don't make it suck. But that's what they need to do. They was cooking with this one. I give this shit right here. So as a fan, as a Marvel, I have two different scores. Okay. This is my bag. So this is the problem. This is, we're talking Marvel. We talking grounded. Okay. We talking superheroes, but grounded superheroes. We talking throwback. We talking nostalgia. We talking actual good comedy, actual good action, actual good acting. For me, as a Marvel fan, it's a 10 out of 10. As a fan, it's a 10 out of 10. Now, if I'm just a movie, television critic, anybody just evaluating the product, probably a 7.8. 7.8 maybe. then maybe that's my fandom taking over the top. I want to give it an 8, but there's still some stuff that it could have definitely used. But as a fan, you just giving me fan service, 10 out of 10, bro. It's 10 out of 10. It's like Deadpool. Like, Deadpool was not a 10 out of 10 movie. Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm talking about. It's not a 10 out of 10 movie, but as a fan, the fan service, what we needed, what we wanted at the time, it's a 10 out of 10. So, Spider-Noir is on point. I highly recommend if you're a Marvel fan. I highly recommend if you're a Spider-Man fan. I highly recommend if you're old and you know anything about the 1930s. So please hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I'm out. Hopefully we get some more of this.
Don't play with my patience, man, they gone with the flow when they tryna fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now it's